a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at New York, the season well underway, and they've been solid in third right now.
And seeing where the Knicks are, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat. Great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Yeah, no one is taking them lightly. This is a team with everything you really need to make some noise in the playoffs.
And the starting group for the Spurs, we'll see Barnes and Sohan playing forward. Chris Paul is out there with Devin Vassell. And it's Wembanyama in at center. And for New York, Jalen Brunson out there with Mikal Bridges. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward position. And both teams look to move the ball around, stand to create more offense.
Well, that's usually the best way to attack, especially against good defenses. Ball movement moves the defense, and when you've got the defense on the move, that's when you can break them down and get high percentage shots. It takes patience, it takes unselfishness.
It seems to be the most efficient way, doesn't it?
It does, especially against really good defenses.
First free throw is good. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And, Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Good on both. All right, Stan, let's put that coaching hat back on you. How in the world would you game plan for a player like Victor Wembanyama?
Well, that's a great question, Kevin, and there are no great answers because he's so good. I think when you're guarding him, you want to be as physical as you can and keep him as far away from the basket as possible to negate his length. Defensively, or when you're on offense, his defense, I think you want to use his instincts to block shots against him, take the ball at him, draw him, and get the ball to open people.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but if it were that good, it would work more often against a guy that good.
Paul kicks to Vassell. Back to Paul. Pass to Sohan. Wembanyama, a screen on Hart. And it's Sohan missing. Looking at the Knicks, they took the win in their last game against the Raptors.
And the incredible reach of Wembanyama, helping him knock away that one.
Towns, the pass to Brunson. Wembanyama against Towns. Pass to Bridges. Shoots over Vassell. Bridges shot, good.
A legitimate threat to burn you from that mid-range. Bridges recognizes when he should take that shot.
Lobbed up there for Barnes. Intercepted. Here's Anunoby. Rebound San Antonio. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, just way too many turnovers in that one. If you can't protect the ball, you can't expect to win.
Yeah, look, turnovers hurt you in two ways. You lose the possession on offense, and defensively, giveaways normally lead to easy points for your opponents.
Shot clock at 2. Yep, that one goes.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
Brunson the pass to Anunoby. Brunson against Paul. Towns a screen on Paul. From deep, Brunson. That shot misses. San Antonio leading. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Paul a screen on Bridges. Right wing. Wembanyama looking it over. Shoots over Towns, and it's San Antonio with another.
Well, they've started this game strong offensively. 3 out of their first 4 attempts.
I'm told now by our producer, do we have him, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Thanks, guys. The Knicks went all in this summer, trading with their rivals, the Brooklyn Nets, for Mikal Bridges. In reuniting a core that won collegiate championships together, they hope to replicate that success at this level. And now with perhaps the league's top defensive wing tandem, they'll have a chance.
A big-time move for sure. And Shams, we appreciate the report. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin, as always with Tom Thibodeau teams, they are level-headed. He said of his Knicks, we want guys to sacrifice and put the team first, but there has to be that belief. When your best players have it, your entire team ends up having it. We know if we stay disciplined, we'll have a chance to win. Kevin?
A very good chance, D.A. Thank you. Knicks trail by 5. Anunoby kicks to Brunson. 1:49 left to play here in the first. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Chris Paul picks up that one.
And he saw a lane, and Brunson decides to challenge it. Doesn't take but a sliver of daylight for him to be aggressive.
It's his first trip to the line.
Did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
He misses the free throw. We stand by this point of the season. What can a coach reasonably expect from his players?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I don't know any coaches who are reasonable. But as far as what to expect...
I always thought you were reasonable, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. So did I, but my players didn't. So, but we can expect players to execute the system that you have in place. They are professional athletes. And if they don't understand what they're doing or can't execute it, you can't play them.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Cameron Payne's checked in for the Knicks. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Mikal Bridges.
And with the rise in his true shooting percentage these past 10 games, it's clear that he is feeling very good about the state of his game. We'll see if he has another steady performance in him here tonight.
There's 1:47 left in the first. Here's Castle. 17 points in his last outing. Pass to Collins, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Spurs. They've managed to crawl down to the 9th best record in the conference.
And for the Spurs, they've been strong at times this season, but they still have some holes. I think they're a playoff caliber team. I just don't think they're a championship caliber team.
Yeah, and that's not a knock on them. This is where most people expected them to be. They jumped
out of the rafters. He punched it in.
Are you kidding me? What a powerful dunk by Towns. Showing the rim no mercy.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Johnson outside. Up top, Vassell. And 1:01 left to play in the first. The Knicks pull it in. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped a game in this series last year.
Well, he sends it inside where they can get a high percentage look. That's just great basketball.
It's Collins high post. Towns on him, and the basket by Vassell.
Yeah, and that mid-range shot is really Vassell's primary weapon.
Payne passes to Towns. 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Payne. He's covered closely. Clock is at 3. Pass to Kolek. Shoots over Vassell. Kolek, no good. Here's Castle. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Spurs have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for San Antonio. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And we welcome you back to NBA action, a great tradition, Christmas Day basketball, here on 2K Sports. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
So with Paul on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. They've got Victor Wembanyama. He's out there with Keldon Johnson. Collins is out there with Castle. And it's Champagnie in at the 2-guard spot.
You know, some guys who rely on their strength aren't great shooters. Johnson, though, is in a different category.
Well, Stan, when the Spurs landed the first overall pick in the draft, their fortunes changed back on May 16th, 2023.
Look, Kevin, the hardest thing for any franchise is to find the guy that you can build everything around. When they got Wembanyama, that dream came true for San Antonio, and they've got the guy they can build this franchise around for years to come.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Brunson, and off the front iron, and in it goes. Brunson's got 6 points.
And Brunson recognizes how to execute inside. The D must be more physical with it.
Here's Castle. Brunson covering. Wembanyama outside. And the 3 off target.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Here's Brunson. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession. And right now, let's watch that terrific swat.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest. Going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Jeremy Sohan's checked in for San Antonio. Paul comes in for Keldon Johnson. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
On your feet, fans, and make some noise. It's your Knicks City Dancers.
Still a ways to go between now and the three-point contest, but it's always fun to talk about it. Let's see who has the best shot to earn a spot in this year's event.
And maybe this list changes between now and All-Star Weekend, but I don't think anybody would be disappointed if it stays exactly the same as it is right now.
And you look at Brunson. He's going to need to leapfrog quite a few great shooters if he's going to be a part of the three-point festivities in All-Star Weekend, but, maybe he can do it.
I mean, anything's possible, especially if he has a few big games from beyond the arc before All-Star Weekend. That'd give him a nice bump in the voting.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
Such an interesting player, isn't he, Coach Jeremy Sohan? He played a lot of point guard during his second season.
Yeah, Kevin, the Spurs experimented with Sohan at the one. It was a bit unconventional. They went away from it later in the year. But that experience as a point guard will continue to help his playmaking ability as his career progresses.
Out to Bridges. Fires the three. Second chance shot. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to one on the bucket from Achua.
Yeah, that's a nice hustle play, but boy, it drives a coach crazy to concede second chance points.
Pass to Champagny. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Oh, and a terrific pass. Takes so much pride in his ability to make his teammates better.
Art with a screen on Paul. Here's Brunson. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Brunson's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Yeah, he's picking it up here in the second quarter after a slow start.
Paul passes to Wembanyama. Here's Castle, defended by McBride. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
Size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
And he makes the first. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
Towns, he's checked in for the Knicks. OG Anunoby comes in for Jalen Brunson.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Paul for 3. Rebounded by Hart. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. They trail by 1. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, and I think the perimeter game is what helped them in that one. Consistent from out beyond the arc.
Yeah, and what the heck were you supposed to do to stop him? Bucket after bucket from deep. Quite a showing.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Zach Collins checked in for San Antonio.
Number 23, Zach Collins.
A minute 42 left in the first half of basketball. Vassell kicks to Collins. Barnes looking around. Good D by Anunoby.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Pass to McBride. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
The Knicks have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
Miles McBride. At the line, one shot.
Well, Greg, the Knicks have certainly brought hope back to the city of New York.
And it's been fun to watch. The fans are rallying behind this team, and it's not just because they're winning, it's the way they're winning. They play with heart and hustle.
And finished off by Collins.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
McBride passes to Anunoby. Some nice passing by New York here. And the dunk by Towns.
Yes, such a strong player. Even the foul can't throw Towns off completely.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Cameron Payne's checked in for Miles McBride. Charles Massey, he's checked in for the Spurs.
Carl Anthony Towns. At the line,
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Towns. The all-time leader in NBA wins, of course, the great Spurs coach, Greg Popovich. So here is a guy who's a peer. What makes him so special, Stan?
Well, first of all, Greg Popovich is not a peer of mine, Kevin. I would never be that presumptuous. This guy is an absolute icon in the coaching world. I think from the outside, I think what makes him so special is he's never looked at himself that way. He's never rested on his laurels. He's a guy that's always evolving and trying to get better.
I love that assessment, but I do think you're his peer.
Not in any way.
The Knicks have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. And that one falls for Bridges.
And a talented swingman. Bridges is someone to keep an eye on as he continues to round out his game.
And he makes the first, but misses the second.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Pass to Sohan. There's the pick. Lets it go with a 3. And so it's New York with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Here with Tom Thibodeau. Coach, what has gone well for your team in the first half?
Started making plays, play unselfishly, force the defense to shift, attack, get downhill, then make a play.
Your guys followed the instructions to the letter. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll.